Welcome back, baseball fans. It's another elimination video. This time, the Kansas City Royals could not get past the Oakland A's, and reality finally set in. The A's played like the team of dynasty from the period. The Royals played like a team that didn't come into existence till 1969. They had a lot of confidence, a lot of young players, but they made too many mistakes in losing 3 out of 4 to Oakland. What we're looking at right now is last year's stats. They won in the wild card round last year, beating Detroit, and they lost in the divisional round against Baltimore. This year, they lose in the wild card round. And going back to what made them good last year, Bob Johnson was a quality starter. He's not around anymore. They had Amos Otis had a big year. Of course, you have a lot of 80s players doing some nice things in that season last year. We're going to switch right over now and look at the stats from this season. The batting average and team ERA is eerily close. And they finish one game better than last year, 23-19 versus 27-24. But Drobowski was an all-star closer, did nothing wrong, got all 12 saves to lead all of baseball. Pena did everything you could ask for him as another quality reliever. Nelson was good, as was Heedland at the top of the rotation. It was a good enough pitching staff. Offensively, Mayberry was brought in a trade with the Astros. Otis' numbers were good, but not as great as they were. The rest of the offense didn't really do a whole lot. We had high hopes for Paul Shaw. He did have a nice on-base percentage, but only had 247. And Pat Kelly stole a lot of bases, but the batting averages are kind of getting low down there for Patek and Rojas, and even Lou Piniella, who was a 1969 Rookie of the Year. Just not enough juice. For the Kansas City Royals this year, they get to the playoffs 2 years in a row. They did not get as far this year as last year, even though the roster might have been technically better. So, we'll see. Let's take a look now. We'll open up the deck of the Kansas City Royals and see who's going away. We'll pull out the 869 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There they are. So these 8 players will be going away and possibly being renewed. And we got some nice players here. A bunch of nice players. So this could be a tough off season if they cannot bring them all back or the replacements aren't as good. But this is the future, and we expect this future to still be very good over the years here. They have an abundance of batters. They bring back 9 hitters and 3 pitchers, so hopefully these 9 hitters can really carry their weight. We got Mike Ryan, and we have, he's the only catcher, Mayberry at first. You got Severson can play second with Patek and Rojas also in the middle. You got Paul Shaw at third. In your outfield, you have Amos Otis in center field. Swoboda and Oliver can be DH and also in the outfield. That's a lot of hitters, not much to get, but it's going to be about making sure you got pitching coming back. Top of the rotation is fine. Heedland and Nelson did a fine job. Nelson only pitches on 4 days rest, though, with this great card. Heedland pitches on 3 days rest, and you got Pena. No lefties, so that you want to make sure you get lefties as soon as you can in the draft, or they'll be all gone, and you'll look pretty bad when the season plays out. So let's take a look and see what happens with the Kansas City Royals and those 8, 19, 69 players. Okay, we're going to take a look at the Royals, what they do with their 69 guys. They have 3 hitters and 5 pitchers to consider. We're going to start with Pat Kelly. He should still be very good for a nice little chunk of time here. White Sox, Royals, Orioles, to name a few teams. Brother-in-law of Andre Thornton, for you trivia fans out there. Played with Kansas City, the Twins in '67 and '8. So, he does remain the Royals' property for one more year, if they so choose. Doesn't have a good year, though. His OPS dropped 70 points. Batting average still steals bases. He does better with the White Sox. But like I said, he does have one more year left, so let's keep him for now and entertain possible trade offers with the White Sox. Next up, Ed Kirkpatrick. Very versatile player. Play anywhere on the diamond for a '69 expansion team, other than pitcher. Oh, he didn't play shortstop, my bad. Anyway, Kirkpatrick helped this team a lot in this era. Helped building the Royals. Showing up day in and day out. Played all like 3/4 of the season. Went to the Pirates in '74. So he's got a Royal tenure to continue, and no reason to deter that tenure. We're going to run into a problem, I predict, with too many guys they want to keep. I have a funny feeling about this. We're going to have to prioritize who gets traded. Sometimes that happens when you bloom Lou Piniella. There's no Lou Pinellas not in baseball. How about that? Oh, he's got an I in his name. My bad. Sorry, Lou. Did you guys know that Lou Piniella has a little I in his name? Well, he does. Anyway, Lou Piniella from now on. Sorry. '69 Rookie of the Year. Does even better in '70 with 301. And yeah, he'll play with the Royals All-Star in '72. He's not going anywhere. So right away, a team that we saw had 9 hitters looks like they just want to bring the entire offense back and go with a brand new pitching staff. I don't know if that's a smart thing to do with this team. You know, gut your pitching staff because you just want to bring your offense back. You might want to trade some of those offensive players, like a Bob Oliver, like a Mike Ryan, a Ron Swoboda, a Rich Severson, particularly guys who don't necessarily have a connection to the Royals, so that you can bring more keepers to the pitching staff. And let's go to the pitching staff now. Starting with Wally Bunker. Starting a long line of pitchers who once pitched for the Orioles, but are pitching elsewhere. Here he has an Oriole hat on. Wally would get a ring for the '66 Oriole team. And then during this '69-'71 period, he's a Royal. He's still good in '70 and '71. He's just not great. Okay? Good but not great. Doesn't pitch on the rotation anymore. So we're going to start the process of putting him in as a keeper, and then now we're going to start having to kick guys out of the keeper room. Because we got 4 guys to consider coming up that we all like. Next up is Jim Rooker. He might be on the move or a keeper. Because he would, there you see, with the Pirates hat on, that's where he's going to go. Question is, how soon does that happen? And actually, it doesn't happen until '73. Now, his best year is '73, but it's with the Pirates. I think that this is a good candidate to trade. You actually just saw him pitch his last game, and it wasn't very pretty, was it? Oh, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. We got him pitching on the rotation in 1970 with a 3.54 ERA? We don't have any lefties. I think we're going to keep him. And that's 5 keepers, and that's too many. Next up, Bill Butler. Butler was actually in the rotation during this time. From '69 to '77. And he had to pitch out of the bullpen because there was no spots available. So in '70, he's with Kansas City. He's pretty much as effective as Rooker, but he can't pitch on 3 days rest. I think it's one or the other. and then he doesn't get much better, and he misses some seasons. So I'm thinking, let's make it easy for everybody and make him on waivers. And here's the deal. I'm going to write the word trade here next to Rooker. Because the thing is, if you get a trade option, then you could plug Butler into Rooker's spot. All right, next up is Bill McCool. I don't think he's got a future here. 64 to 70. Billy McCool. 70. He's not very good, and he probably didn't pitch enough. So we're going to retire Billy McCool. He was an all-star in 66. He gets retired. And lastly, Drobowski, who's another Oriole. How many Mo's are there? Look at that. 56 to 72. Yes, another guy wearing an Orioles hat. You'll see a lot of the guys like that in the carryover league. Let's see. Look at that. He continues. But look, he starts a journey. So in 70, he splits time going back to Baltimore. Probably getting another World Series ring. We can check that out really quickly here. And let's go to postseason pitching and see if we get that little gold star. Yep. Pitched in 2 games in the 1970 World Series for the Orioles and got his second World Series ring in 5 years. Look at that. He pitched 10 innings in 2 World Series in the playoffs. Has 2 World Series rings. How about that? So, going back to the evaluation period of 70 to 73. So in 70, it's 3.28 ERA. It's a pretty good card in 70. 71's out in St. Louis. I'm going to guess they made that card in 60 innings. 72, 35 innings. It may not have made that card. But the 70 card is pretty good. He definitely qualifies for waivers with a 70 card. And because you've got so many guys, and you've got a lot of righties, you've got Horatio Pena also, I might want to put him on waivers. So if the Royals did this, they'd be 5-2-1. I'd say Piniella and Kirkpatrick over Kelly, and maybe trade Kelly. So to get to the 4-2-2. So this is a good problem for the Royals to have. It shows that they have desirable keeper quality players they can move, and the way you balance it out is that you trade your bench guys. Swoboda, you throw a keeper plus a bench guy in, and you improve your bench guys, such as Swoboda, Severson, Mike Ryan, Bob Oliver. All those guys could be improved. Well, that's it for the Kansas City Royals. Hope you're enjoying these elimination videos. We'll see you next time.